All right, everyone, welcome back for another deep dive with us.
That's right.
And, today we're not digging into some ancient text or analyzing, some political scandal.
No, we're not.
Instead, we're going on a journey.
Yeah, a delicious one.
A delicious journey, exactly.
That's right. We're taking a virtual trip to a Taiwanese supermarket.
Ooh, a supermarket.
I know, right?
Okay, so now you're probably thinking, what on earth could be exciting about a supermarket?
Right. We're probably thinking boring.
Exactly, but trust me on this one, folks.
Yeah, you gotta trust us.
Because Taiwanese supermarkets, they're not your average grocery store.
No, they are not.
They are like these vibrant hubs of culture and cuisine.
That's right.
It's where you can really experience daily life in Taiwan.
Yeah, through the food.
Through the food, exactly.
What people eat.
The ingredients they use, the brands they love.
Yeah, and you'd be surprised by the unique things you find there.
I bet so many things we've never even heard of.
Exactly.
So we're going to be your guides today,
That's right.
leading you through the aisles, pointing out the must-try foods.
Yes, the hidden gems.
Oh, those hidden gems, things you absolutely have to experience if you ever find yourself in Taiwan.
And we'll even sprinkle in some useful English terms you might spot along the way.
Ooh, very helpful.
So you can navigate those aisles like a pro, even if you don't speak a word of Mandarin.
Perfect, because I don't.
So get ready to uncover everything from fruits with the most incredible textures
I love trying new fruits.
to instant noodle creations that'll redefine your idea of convenience.
Oh, I'm all about convenience.
So let's dive right in.
Okay, before we grab our virtual shopping cards,
Yes.
let's get a little practical info out of the way.
The need to knows.
Exactly. So, what are the typical hours for Taiwanese supermarkets?
Well, most supermarkets in Taiwan are open pretty early, usually around 8 or 9 a.m., and they stay open quite late, often until 10 p.m. or even midnight.
Wow, that's convenient.
Right, so you can really get your shopping done whenever it fits your schedule.
Exactly. So no rushing after work.
No rushing at all.
Perfect. And speaking of late night needs, what about those, really late night cravings or those emergency grocery runs?
Well, for those situations, some of the larger Carrefour hypermarkets actually operate 24 hours a day.
24 hours. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
talk about convenience, right?
That is incredible. Like you said, always prepared.
Always prepared.
I love it. Okay, so we've stocked up our carts.
Yes.
It's time to pay.
Yeah.
How do people typically pay for their groceries in Taiwan?
Well, cash is always an option, of course.
Of course.
But credit cards are also widely used.
Oh, good.
And Taiwan has really embraced digital payments.
I've heard that.
So you'll see locals using things like Line Pay, Apple Pay, and Google Pay all the time.
Yeah, the move towards cashless is definitely happening everywhere these days.
It is.
And I've also noticed that self-checkout machines are becoming more common in the bigger supermarkets.
Yes, they are, especially in the bigger stores.
So if you just have a few items, you can zip through checkout in no time.
Exactly. It's so convenient.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we have the practicalities down, let's talk about where we might actually do our shopping.
The supermarket scene.
Exactly. Because Taiwan has a whole variety of supermarket chains,
Does.
each with its own unique kind of vibe.
Its own personality.
Exactly, and its own focus. So let's break down some of the major players.
Let's do it.
Okay, first up we have PX Mart, and from what I've heard, this one's the big kahuna.
It is. It's the largest supermarket chain in Taiwan.
So what makes it so popular?
Well, I think a big part of its appeal is affordability.
Makes sense.
They're known for offering groceries at really good prices.
Value for your money.
Exactly. And they've also cultivated a strong local presence, really understanding the needs of the communities they serve.
Okay, so it's not just about price. It's also about that connection with the locals.
Exactly. And let's not forget their membership card.
Oh yeah, the loyalty program.
Exactly. It offers exclusive promotions and discounts, which definitely keeps people coming back.
Yeah, smart move.
Very smart.
So PX Mart, value for your money, and that local focus.
You go.
Okay, next up, we have Carrefour, which a lot of people might recognize because it's a French hypermarket.
That's right.
So what's their angle in the Taiwanese market? What can we expect to find there?
Well, Carrefour in Taiwan offers a really interesting blend.
Oh, tell me more.
They definitely have a good selection of those everyday Taiwanese staples that everyone needs.
The essentials?
Exactly. But because they're an international chain, they also bring a broader range of imported goods to the table.
Oh, that's interesting.
So if you're ever looking for a taste of home or maybe some ingredients you can't easily find elsewhere, Carrefour is often a good bet.
So they cater to both local and international tastes.
Exactly. They bridge the gap.
I like it. Okay, then we have RT Mart, which I've heard described as a warehouse-style supermarket.
That's right.
So what does that mean for the average shopper?
Well, think along the lines of larger package sizes.
Okay, bulk buying.
Yes, often, which can translate to better value if you're buying for a family or tend to stock up on certain items.
Sexy.
But it's not exclusively bulk. RT Mart also usually has a pretty decent selection of fresh produce.
So it's not just like a Costco.
No, it's a bit of a hybrid, offering both bulk savings and everyday grocery needs under one roof.
Best of both worlds.
Exactly.
Got it. Then there's Simple Mart, and the name kind of gives it away, but is convenience their main selling point?
Absolutely. Simple Mart is all about quick and easy shopping.
Okay, for those times when you just need a few things.
Exactly. You'll find them in more locations, often in denser residential areas, so they're perfect for those times when you just need to grab a few essentials without having to navigate a massive store.
So like if you forget an ingredient for dinner,
Exactly. Or if you just need a quick snack.
Simple Mart has got you covered.
They got you.
Okay, and finally we have City Super, and from the name and the description as high-end and often located in malls, I'm picturing something a little fancier.
You're right on the money. City Super definitely occupies a different niche.
Okay, tell me more.
It caters to a more premium market, and you'll find a noticeably larger selection of imported and gourmet products.
So this is where you go for those special ingredients.
Exactly. Perhaps for a particular recipe, or if you have a preference for certain international brands.
I see.
And the atmosphere tends to be a bit more upscale as well, given its location in shopping malls.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So it's a different kind of shopping experience.
So no matter your budget or your shopping style, it sounds like there's a Taiwanese supermarket for everyone.
Absolutely. There's something for everyone.
Okay, now for the part I've been waiting for.
The food.
The food, yes, those must-try foods. And we're going to start with fresh produce because Taiwan is known for its amazing fruit selection.
It is.
And first up, we have wax apple.
Ooh, the wax apple.
I've never even heard of this one. What is it?
It's a really unique fruit. Imagine something that looks a bit like a bell pepper,
Okay.
but with a subtly sweet and incredibly refreshing, almost watery taste.
That sounds interesting.
The texture is crisp, very much like biting into a firm apple, but with a juiciness that's all its own.
Oh, wow.
And they come in these beautiful shades of red or even a pale translucent white.
Okay, and the flavor.
It's not intensely flavored, but its refreshing quality makes it very popular, especially in the warmer months.
Okay, so perfect for a hot day.
Exactly.
And then we have custard apple, which sounds incredibly delicious.
Oh, the custard apple. It's divine.
What's it like?
So the flesh of a custard apple is incredibly soft, and it has a slightly granular texture, almost like a very ripe pear.
Okay, I can picture that.
And the flavor is intensely sweet with tropical notes that are often compared to a blend of banana and pineapple.
Wow, a tropical explosion.
It is, you do have to navigate around some seeds,
Okay.
but the creamy, fragrant flesh is absolutely worth the effort.
It sounds like it.
It's a real treat from nature.
A dessert in fruit form.
Absolutely.
Okay, moving on to dragon fruit.
Yeah.
Now, this one I'm familiar with, at least in terms of appearance.
Yes, the vibrant pink exterior with those little scales is hard to miss.
It is. So what's the inside like and how does it taste?
So inside you'll find flesh that can be either white or a deep magenta, speckled with tiny black seeds, much like a kiwi.
Oh, like a kiwi. Okay.
The taste is generally mild and slightly sweet, very refreshing with a slightly watery texture.
Okay, refreshing.
It is, and sometimes you'll find a subtle earthiness to it as well.
Interesting. Okay, so it's as much a visual spectacle as it is a tasty snack.
Exactly.
And then we have mango, which I love mangoes, but I've heard that Taiwanese mangoes are something special.
They are particularly varieties like the Irwin.
What makes them different?
Well, they're incredibly sweet, often intensely so.
Okay, I like sweet.
But they also have this distinct, bright tanginess that cuts through the sweetness beautifully.
Oh, interesting. So it's not just one-dimensional sweetness.
Exactly. It gives them a more complex and refreshing flavor profile compared to some other varieties that are purely sweet.
I see.
And when they're ripe, the aroma is just intoxicating.
I can imagine. Okay, now, when it comes to all this amazing fruit, you had a helpful tip for foreigners.
I did. If you're ever unsure about which fruits are ripe or what a particular fruit is, don't hesitate to ask one of the supermarket clerks for assistance.
That's good advice.
They are usually very knowledgeable and happy to help you choose the best ones.
Oh, that's wonderful. And maybe even offer some tips on how to prepare or eat them.
Exactly. They can be a great resource.
Okay, let's move on to another category that I'm personally very interested in.
Instant noodles.
Instant noodles, yes, because Taiwan is known for its incredible food scene.
It is.
And some of those iconic dishes are also available in convenient instant form.
Exactly.
So let's start with braised beef noodles, which is a
Yeah.
classic Taiwanese dish.
A national favorite.
Exactly.
Okay.
So how does the instant version stack up?
Well, while no instant version can perfectly replicate a slow-cooked bowl from a restaurant,
Of course.
many brands do a surprisingly good job of capturing that rich, savory, and slightly spicy broth flavor.
Okay, so it's a decent substitute.
It is. They often include dehydrated vegetables and even a packet of braised beef bits.
Oh, wow, so it's a pretty complete meal.
It is a very convenient way to experience a national favorite.
Okay, then there's braised pork rice, another iconic Taiwanese dish.
Another classic.
And it's also available in a convenient format.
Yes, you can find braised pork rice in canned or prepackaged versions.
Wow, so convenient.
These usually consist of seasoned minced pork in a flavorful sauce ready to be spooned over rice.
Okay, so it's perfect for a quick meal.
Exactly. Again, it's a great option when you're short on time, but craving that comforting, savory flavor that's so characteristic of Taiwanese home cooking.
I love that. And then there's sesame oil chicken noodles.
Ooh, yes.
That just sounds so comforting.
It is. Sesame oil chicken is a very comforting and often considered a nourishing dish in Taiwan.
Okay.
The instant noodle versions capture that rich, nutty aroma and flavor of the sesame oil beautifully.
I bet.
Often combined with a light chicken broth, it's a popular choice for a quick and satisfying meal, especially during the cooler months.
Now, you mentioned earlier that the instant noodle aisle in a Taiwanese supermarket can be a bit overwhelming
It can.
with the sheer variety of options.
So many choices.
So what's your tip for navigating that noodle jungle?
A great strategy is to look for bestseller labels.
Okay, so those are probably popular for a reason.
Exactly, and don't hesitate to ask a store clerk for recommendations.
Good idea.
They'll likely have their own favorites and definitely explore different styles beyond just the typical soup noodle.
Oh yeah, branch out.
There's a whole world of instant noodles out there.
Okay, I'm ready to explore all those aisles, and after all that shopping, we're going to need something to drink.
Of course.
And Taiwan has an incredible selection of drinks and beverages,
It does.
especially when it comes to tea.
Yes, Taiwan is deeply rooted in tea culture, so it's no surprise that the bottled tea selection is vast.
I've heard they take their tea very seriously.
They do. You'll find pretty much every type of tea imaginable, various oolongs, green teas in many different styles, black teas, and everything in between.
Wow, so much variety.
What's really interesting is the range of sweetness levels from completely unsweetened to those with just a touch of sugar, and even some with added flavors like fruit.
Oh, wow. So there's a bottled tea for every preference.
Absolutely.
Now, winter melon tea, that's another one that I've heard of, but I'm not quite sure what it is.
So wintermelon tea is a traditional sweet herbal tea made from wintermelon, which is a large gourd.
Okay.
It has a very distinctive sweet and slightly caramelized flavor, often with subtle herbal undertones.
Interesting.
It's incredibly refreshing and is often enjoyed as a cooling drink, particularly during the hot and humid Taiwanese summers.
Sounds perfect for that.
You'll find it everywhere from supermarkets to night markets.
Okay, I have to try that. And then, of course, there's Yakult. That little bottle is iconic.
It is. Yakult is a hugely popular probiotic yogurt drink across Asia, and Taiwan is no exception.
Yeah, I've seen it everywhere.
You'll find those familiar little bottles stocked in the chilled sections of pretty much every supermarket.
I'm sure they fly off the shelves.
They do. It's a quick and easy way for many to get their daily dose of probiotics.
Okay, and you had a great tip for navigating the beverage aisle.
I did keep an eye out for those little tasting cups.
Oh, the samples.
Exactly. Many Taiwanese supermarkets, especially the larger ones, often have small sample stations where you can try ready-to-drink versions of various popular local beverages.
That's amazing.
It's a fantastic way to discover new favorites without having to buy a whole bottle if you're unsure.
Love free samples. Okay, we've explored the produce, we've navigated the instant noodles, we've quenched our thirst with some delicious beverages. Now it's time for the grand finale.
The snacks.
The snacks, yes, because no supermarket trip is complete without a little something sweet or savory.
Absolutely.
And Taiwan has some truly unique and delicious snacks to offer.
It does.
So let's start with the most iconic one. Pineapple cakes you mentioned. These are a must-try souvenir.
They are.
Why are they so special?
Well, pineapple cakes are truly an institution in Taiwan. They're these small, buttery, crumbly pastries filled with a sweet and slightly tangy pineapple jam.
Okay, that sounds delicious.
They're the quintessential Taiwanese souvenir because they're delicious, portable, and they represent the island's agricultural bounty.
So they're like a taste of Taiwan in a little packet.
Exactly. You absolutely cannot leave Taiwan without trying at least one, and you'll find them everywhere, especially in supermarkets.
Okay, they're on my list. Then we have iron eggs, which sounds very intriguing.
Iron eggs are a unique local treat.
What makes them unique?
Well, they're typically made by repeatedly stewing small eggs, often quail eggs, in a flavorful soy-based broth with various spices and then air drying them.
Okay.
This repeated process makes them incredibly chewy, almost rubbery in texture.
Chewy eggs?
Yes, chewy eggs, and it gives them a dark brown color and a very concentrated, savory, slightly spiced flavor.
Interesting.
They're definitely a local delicacy, and while the texture might take some getting used to, they're a fascinating taste of Taiwanese snack culture.
Okay, for the adventurous foodie.
Exactly.
Then there's seaweed chips, which I'm always a fan of seaweed snacks.
Oh, then you'll likely love Taiwanese seaweed chips. They're thin, incredibly crispy, and packed with that wonderful savory oceanic umami flavor.
Oh yeah, umami.
They come in various thicknesses and sometimes with added seasonings like sesame oil or a hint of spice.
Okay, so some variety there.
They're a very popular and invictive snack for both kids and adults.
I bet they are. And then we have nougat crackers.
Ooh, yes, the sweet and savory combination.
Exactly. Tell me more.
They usually consist of a sweet, chewy nougat, filling often with peanuts sandwiched between two crisp, slightly salty crackers.
Okay, so it's a nice contrast of textures.
It's a surprisingly addictive snack that offers a really interesting textural and flavor contrast.
And you said they pair well with tea.
They do wonderfully.
Perfect. Now, you also mentioned that local brands offer some really unique flavored cookies and snacks that might surprise visitors.
They do. Taiwanese snack makers are quite innovative.
Okay, any examples?
You might stumble upon green onion crackers, which have a savory, slightly pungent flavor.
Green onion crackers. Wow.
Taro-flavored cookies are also quite common, offering a subtly sweet and earthy taste.
Okay.
And don't be surprised to find snacks with a hint of chili or other local spices.
How spicy.
Taiwanese snack makers often incorporate local ingredients and flavors in unexpected ways.
That's what I love about exploring different cuisines. You never know what you're going to find.
Exactly. So it's worth venturing beyond the familiar-looking items.
Okay, always up for an adventure. And finally, bringing it back to those beloved pineapple cakes.
Yes.
You mentioned that they're readily available in most supermarkets.
They are, because they're such a quintessential Taiwanese treat and souvenir. You'll find them in the vast majority of supermarkets, often from well-known and reputable brands.
Perfect. So no need to hunt them down.
No need at all.
So it sounds like a trip to a Taiwanese supermarket is so much more than just a grocery run.
It is.
It's a real cultural experience.
A feast for the senses.
Exactly. It's a chance to immerse yourself in the local culture through the food, the ingredients, the brands, and even the atmosphere. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the aisles of a Taiwanese supermarket, it's clear that whether you're looking for the freshest local fruits, a comforting bowl of instant noodles, a refreshing local beverage, or some truly unique snacks, there's a whole world of flavors waiting to be explored.
There is. It's a culinary adventure.
And that brings us to our final thought for you today after this virtual shopping trip. Which of these delicious and intriguing food items has sparked your curiosity the most? Which one has you thinking, I need to try that? Or even, maybe it's time to book a flight to Taiwan.
Let us know.
Yes, let us know what's got your taste buds tingling and what you're now eager to explore further.
We'd love to hear from you.
Thanks for joining us on this delicious deep dive, everyone.
See you next time.
Bye.